Alright guys, we're back at it, ripping all the time into something. I don't know if you can see, all our snow is gone, but we'll keep working on this sled. Trying out a new mic here. Let me know if it's better than any of these other GoPro angles, because I noticed some of the sound gets cut off. But either way, welcome back. Let's get back into it. So I'm thinking, since we got the pipe out and all the plastics off, we got a couple, not new, but new to us, replacements for this guy here. What I was noticing though is on our main cutoff switch, turn our e-stop off, and then so we got some nice gauging, but when you go to click it over, I was seeing a spark from right here. Let's see if we can, on the auto start. You see there? So I don't know if that's got to do with this ground down here or what, but we're gonna figure that situation out. We'll probably pull that ground. Matter of fact, while we're in there, we'll probably take a look at all the grounds. One being the voltage regulator that we replaced, the other being the chassis ground from the battery. I believe there's another chassis ground over here coming from the starter. So we'll see how that goes. Start sanding, start brushing, start pulling stuff off. Here we go. Kind of cleaned up. Alright. Oh, almost forgot this guy. Much better. So, oh, where'd that bolt go? Here's our I think I'm going to put it on a little bit different. Almost there. All right. So, alright, this ground's cleaned. We got cleaned both the connectors, and we cleaned the chassis where it's connecting to, and the hole going through to the battery box. So, let's connect her back up and see if she'll fire up this time. It's really nothing special. What do? We put the positive or negative on first? Does it matter? We'll go with positive, and then we'll put the negative on. All this stuff will get re-cleaned up and reorganized. We're just going through to see what happens right now. So that spark was coming from right here, so let's see if that happens this time. Kill switch is on. This is on. And it looks like. Now let's see. Huh. Seems that ground really helped. Let's try it again when we're ready. Alright. Is it a 10? Seems like a 10 to me. Everything's a 10 on this sled. So, what do we got back here? Try and get a view for you guys. Maybe a flashlight will help, huh? There we go. Give us a little bit of light. A little dirty. Watch yourself on that exhaust. And we're turning the whole thing, typical. Get a wrench back there. And we'll just start. Be able to get to this if you didn't pull the pipe out and you didn't pull that steering shaft out. Now it's kind of good because I realized that what was holding our steering shaft in down here, the plastic brackets, those were garbage. They're up there. I'll show you those when we go to put this thing back in, but right now we're focused on these grounds and all these weird electrical issues. So, you know, that's one of the most important things. On anything that's got a ECU on it, or fuses, or relays, or whatever. Grounds, power and ground, power and ground, power and ground. You gotta be good. Oh, so close. Can we do it? Alright, well, in the meantime, of course, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't wrenching, right? So, let's pull this out. And yep, super corroded, just like I thought it would be. Fortunately, this lead is not very long, so if we can pull it over here, maybe wedge it, we can bring some tools and get some things to clean up that corrosion. Here goes that that bracket piece. Clean the hands and, no, it's not that bad, just a little tiny cut. Clean the hands and clean that corrosion off of there. We'll probably scuff up the chassis in that area right there. Try and come on this side and get the ground going there. But the further we get into this thing, the more things I notice. So obviously our exhaust manifold is leaking oil. Maybe we'll replace that someday. For now, we want to get everything looking good electrical wise. Stay tuned. All right, just a brush. Seems to be looking good there. I know some people take off these sway bars. That's the bar we just shined up down here. So maybe if we ever get into doing some suspension stuff on this thing, we'll pull that sway bar. People say you can carve a little bit better. We'll see. Let's try and get this other side. End up ruining our new voltage regulator down there, I'm sure. But I'm going to try and get something on there, so let's maybe one of these will work, huh? And kind of loop it around. And I don't really want to pull the trigger on that because, well, this looks like a coolant pipe. We don't really want to be busting through that. So let's get our corroded wiring cleaned up. But actually, we're still connected to all these grounds. So let's take this off first, huh? I just don't want to be making any random ground connections. Man, that arc had me worried there. But as long as you provide a nice stream for the electricity to go through, I think it'll be alright. So let's get our handy dandy corrosion remover back. See if we can do one of these just to clean her up a little. Look at all that. Trying real hard not to lose that down under the motor and have to go get it. You guys think that might be alright? Definitely better than what it was. So let's go ahead and throw that back on. And then go from there. So like I said, actually on the other chassis ground, I did not put this into the chassis, so in between. Normally they're going in between like this. You can see the score marks, serrations, whatever you want to call it, on the back side there. So what I did over there is I just put it back on top. Why I did that, I don't know, but that's what we're going to do on this side, because then I know for sure there's no garbage contact from the other, that serrated washer. Of course I can't find it. Who can find the hole? There it is. Goes there. Oh yeah, that's why those are a pain in the ass. They're nylox. That's good. Alright, so moving on to our new steering shaft here. The other one was bent, you know, why wouldn't it be? We also got a new hood too, because, well, we jazzed up the other one. eBay parts always have the best packaging, even if you don't need it. Come on. So hopefully this one fits. Just see no reason why it wouldn't. Looks pretty fresh. Looks a lot fresher than the other one. I don't know where the other one went. It's probably in the scrap pile over there somewhere. But final. Alright. So the issue with our other one was when you put it in, you look up the shaft and that plate was bent. Ours was in much worse condition than this. So that's cool. But if you pop this bolt out here, I think we gotta come up or come down. We'll come down with it, you know. So right in there, we'll just move her right along. Beep. And it should be is that one longer? Is this the right one? Did we run into our first eBay part problem? Let's find this other shaft, huh? Oh, in the scrap pile again. There it is. Huh. I don't know if this looks the same or not. Let's pull this guy back out. Seems to be good for me, but if you look, see how bent that top plate is? Yeah, that's what happens when you dig your handlebars into the ice. So this one's scrap. This one looks a lot nicer. And they look about the same, so we'll get it in there. Bet you I know what the deal is. Let's just put it in there and push it out a little bit, huh? There we go. Oh man, gross. But let's get our new mounts. These were also, I think, like $7, something like that on eBay. There's this. Don't see any difference, so we're just gonna go with what works. So I wonder, I probably have a picture I could look at. All right. So we got this guy going right around here, and then there. Put the other bushing half in, and then we'll get her all clamped up. Boom. All right. Bottom steering shaft, bushings or plastic housing, whatever you want to call it, in. So we'll get those torqued down to factory specs, obviously, or as tight as we can go. We don't want to do that though, because we might break those plastic deals. So the top side, do the same thing. I believe one of these, nope. Oh yeah, see, one of them's longer than the other. So we'll have to make a judgment call. Such as, what's the smart thing to do? Put it in there. This one's got a plate on each side, so we'll put the long bolt towards the bottom. But meantime, we gotta get this in here. How do we do that? Hopefully we just slip it in, right? Nope. Bet you we gotta undo that one, put this one on, and then set it down. Terrible. That's why we don't tighten everything down until we figure out what we're doing. So take those two bolts back off, pop this out, and then we'll pull this up. Put our nice bushing back in there. So there, there, bing, bang, boom. Now, I'll go back down here, put everything back on so we don't lose anything. There we go. Pull this down and seat it. Except, I think this has to come back up through here now if we want it to remain the same. So, we're going to leave that off. Pop this back up. And pull this through the other side there. Cool. Dropped our all of our stuff there, but that's fine. As long as we got that in, we're good. So now, let's recover all this stuff. There. 2 bolts. And where did the other plastic piece go? Oh, there it is. Found it. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to put this on. Canada. Alright. That stuff's back in. This can go down just a touch. So that this can go in. Or we seat this first. Back on our ball joint there. Ball screw, whatever. So let's pull this up a little bit first. There we go. This is back in. Push the ball joint down. Slip the flange over. And pull that back up. But get these solid first. Alright. We want a seat back on that. So we'll just take this thing here. Maybe we can get underneath here, huh? Just to pry it up. Not that you need to do this, you could probably just, you know, loosen that up and do it the correct way, but what fun is that? You can't bang on stuff. Well, good enough for now. It's okay. Here's our one of these. And get this back in, so a small bolt in the front. Stuff looks like it's zinc plated. Corrosion is still pretty heavy though, but what are you gonna do? 2005. What is it, 2026 now? So 21 years old. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Can we turn the skis? Probably gotta tighten that stuff down, but there we go. Steering shaft back in. We'll get all this stuff tightened up. We'll get that bolt back there cinched down, those two up top. We can start putting stuff back together. Make sure our skis are aligned well when we put this stuff back on. Anyways, that was pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a million other things to get out of the way first. Not bad. Moving on. We got the steering shaft back in. Oh, hold on. Coolant temp sensor's in the way. But we got one last bolt. I don't know if you guys see all the garbage down there. We're going to tighten that one down. We got some new bushings in here. We got a new shaft. Giggity. And look how much straighter that one is. Well, this is a 17. Oh, this is going to be terrible. Probably get a ratchet on that, huh? We used a breaker bar the first time, but I remember. That's why we had this guy. Oh yeah. Make sure we're nice and straight here, you know. Everything seems fine. We've been working on stuff great. It's like a bunch of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Giggity. Giggity. Seems about right to me. Nice. Alright, where are we at? It's late at night. Let's see. Bar's back on. Got some things connected. Still no pipe. We're working on it. You guys ready to see? Oh yeah. No side fairing.